In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you a mindful holiday gift list, whether this is going to be used for yourself or if you're going to be gifting people a little bit more mindfully this year. Let's get right into it. All right, friends, as you can see, I'm using my little tiny mic and I am using my Google Pixel 8 Pro to film this video, mostly because Ian is working from home today and I don't want to disturb him speaking a little bit lower, so I felt like the mic would just make sense to be a little bit closer to me. And once again, experimenting with the Google Pixel 8 Pro. I am having so much fun experimenting with this. This is definitely going to help when it comes to the review that I eventually post here on the channel. But let's get into the gifts. We're here for the gifts. I have 3 different categories, and if you see me looking to the side over here, I have my laptop open with Notion so that I can go through the list and make sure that I don't miss anything. But I have 3 categories here. I have my top 5 that I have from my mindful holiday gift guide that I have on my blog. I do a kind of central holiday gift guide on my blog every single year, and I recently revamped my blog this year, so it looks so good, and the gift guide looks great as well. So there are no more than 20 items on that gift guide. If you want to check it out, I will put it in the description box. It's got all of my very, very best gifts on there, but this video is not going to be a complete reiteration of that blog post. I'll leave it down below so that you can check that out. It is going to be different, but I will spotlight my top 5 products from that gift list. And then I will also, that's one category, I will also go through some stocking stuffers. So things that are a little bit smaller, maybe a little bit more affordable, or if you have like a secret Santa that you're gifting colleagues and stuff like that. And then the last category are DIY gifts. All of these categories I think are very mindful because I think the top 5 categories a little bit more on the sustainable and longevity area of mindfulness. The stocking stuffers are things that I think people will actually use. I feel like stocking stuffers tend to be items that people use once and then they toss it to the side, especially when it comes to like the workplace. So these are a little bit more useful. And then the DIY gifts are extremely thoughtful. I think these are definitely going to make a lasting impact on the recipient or even to yourself if you decide to make these for yourself. So all of these are super mindful. Let me get right into it. I know I'm rambling too much. Okay, so let's start with my top 5 from my central gift guide. And the first thing I'm going to mention is the Breville Barista Express. That is my espresso machine. You see it all the time on my YouTube shorts. You also see it on my reels and TikToks. Everybody asks me about my espresso machine and whether or not I actually love it. And I actually love it, y'all. I paid full price for this. I got it for my birthday, but I got it for myself for my birthday a couple of years ago, and I use it every single day. I use it in the winter, I use it in the summer. It is foolproof, and as someone who used to be a former barista, I think it's the perfect in-between machine for those who are pretty familiar with making coffee drinks and people who are a little bit more on the newer end when it comes to coffee. Like maybe you haven't been a barista before, but you like coffee. I think you'll definitely be able to use this machine really well and really easily. It's an easy device to use, even though it's kind of big and intimidating, and it is pricey. But during this time of year, there are almost always sales on it, especially because it's not exactly a newer model. So highly, highly recommend. The one that I have is black, but there is also a silver one. I can't say enough good things about it. I love it so much. But moving on is the Google Pixel 7 Pro. Now, you all know that I have been a user of the Google Pixel devices since the beginning of the Google Pixel devices. I recommend the Google Pixel 7 Pro in particular and not the 8 Pro just yet, which is the phone that I have right now and what I'm recording on, because I've only had the phone for a very short period of time. So I don't want to tell you to gift this to someone if I can't fully give you a review on it just yet. But I will say that I have had an amazing experience with the Google Pixel 7 Pro. It was a great phone. If the Google Pixel 8 Pro didn't have extensive updates to the camera, I would have stuck with it. It's a fantastic option. And again, it's definitely going to have sales during this time of year. So highly, highly recommend that one. I also recommend the Google Pixel 7, but my husband was the one who owns the 7. I don't actually use the 7 on the day-to-day or used it on the day-to-day. I use the 7 Pro. So if you end up going with the 7, I also think it's a really good option. Why is my hand floating? Why am I doing that? Anyway, next item is a walking pad. This is very popular on TikTok, and I have one as well. I was also influenced by TikTok, and I do get a lot of questions asking me if it's actually worth it. It is actually worth it if you're someone who is looking to get your daily body movement in and you can't necessarily go out to the park or you don't have a gym membership, things like that. I am able to work and walk, and I do that every single day. I get at least 10,000 steps a day, sometimes more, sometimes less, but of course I get to choose how my frequency. But all in all, I get my daily body movement in every single day, and it's the best feeling ever. A lot of people are intimidated at the fact that you're like walking that much every single day. Start small. If you do decide to get one of these, and I highly recommend that you do, start small. You can go as slow as half a mile an hour, which is barely a slow walk. And you, over time, you will eventually speed it up. I go about a mile and a half in speed, 1.5 miles per hour in speed, which is, again, a stroll. And it's very comfortable. And I just do that throughout the day and I get my 10,000 steps. So, yeah, highly recommend. It's small, it's compact enough to go under my desk. If you live in a small apartment, it might be a little bit cramped, but you can pull it out and pull it in and tuck it under things, stuff like that. It's not too heavy. I just overall think it's a fantastic option. The next item or items, I put these two kind of together because they're both mugs, but the first one is an Ember mug, which is the mug that kind of keeps your beverages hot. It's got like this technology to keep your beverages hot. And then the next thing is the Stanley mug. So let's start with the Ember mug. I 100% recommend it if you're someone that walks around and likes to take your mug wherever you go. I know people will tell you that there is an affordable option for you to get a mug warmer, but a mug warmer sits on your desk and you have to keep it on top of the warmer for your beverage to stay warm. That's a fantastic option. That's an affordable option for sure. I actually had one when I used to work in the office and I never really used to move around a lot. But I am someone that likes to take my mug and move from room to room. I like to slowly sip on it for a long period of time. And the Ember mug allows me to do that. It allows me to go outside with it. It allows me to take a walk around the block with it. It allows me to go from the kitchen to the living room. You get the point. I think it's worth it if you're someone that's going to be using it often. And for someone like me, I'm sure a lot of people experience this, but when it gets cold during the wintertime, my coffee gets cold in like 10 seconds and it is so annoying. And I don't want it to constantly be sitting on a mat where I have to sit and kind of babysit the warming mat or warming, what is it called? I already forgot what it's called. You get my point. I don't have to worry about any of that. And I use the mug enough throughout the cold seasons for this to be a worth it purchase. Now, the Stanley mug. A lot of people are like, what the heck? Is this worth it at all? I got this last Christmas. I had this on my wish list. My mom got me this last Christmas. I have been using it every single day since last Christmas. So I've been using it every single day, multiple times a day for a full year. And it is the best vessel for liquids, for water that I've ever had. And I used to be a former water bottle addict. I love this one because it holds a lot of water. A lot of water. If you drink two of those, you're good for the day. But it holds a lot of water. It keeps things cold. I don't have any spilling issues. And it has a straw. I really like the straw thing. I used to kind of get annoyed with having to open and close a water bottle. Sometimes water bottles can feel like a kettlebell. I mean, this kind of does too, but I don't know. I just like the handle. I like the straw. You can get a straw cover for it if you're kind of concerned about the straw thing. But I just think it is a nice in between a water bottle and just a regular cup. So, highly recommend, especially if you're going to be using it for a long period of time, which I think all of these things you'll be using for a long period of time. And then the last thing that I have in my top 5 is the candle warmer. So you can probably see it in the background here. It's that cute little Archie looking thing. This warms candles. This lights your candle or kind of emits the scent and the warmth of your candle without you needing to actually light it. Why is this an amazing thing? Why is this something that people constantly ask me about? It is so cool for you to be able to keep a candle for like ever. I have one candle for the summer. I have one candle for the cold seasons, fall and winter, and I don't ever have to get candles ever again. I've lit this candle over here all fall long, and I will be lighting it all winter long. It hasn't gone down at all. So essentially, it warms it up and you get the scent of the candle. It makes the place smell amazing. And you just get all of the effects of lighting a candle without you actually needing to light the candle and having the wax burn out. So I just think that's incredible. It's also really cute. I mean, look at it. And in the nighttime, it just gives a really great ambient vibe in here. I have also shown that on Instagram. But that is my top 5. Once again, I will put the entire centralized kind of gift guide in the description box so you can see the full list. Those are just the top 5, but there's about 20 items on that list. But let's move on to the stocking stuffers. I'll go a little bit quickly through these because I think these are kind of self-explanatory, but these are smaller, like I said, and they are on the more affordable side. So starting with lip balms, I feel like everybody can do good with a lip balm, especially during the cold seasons. I'm finding myself using it multiple times a day, which I don't even have that dry of lips. So that just goes to show how useful it's going to be. But some ideas are the glossierbomb.com. People love those. There's a limited edition flavor. I think there's 2 of them, cookie butter and hot cocoa. Very seasonal. There's also the Rhode lip treatment. That one's very, very popular. I use that one every morning. I love it. And then there's the Summer Fridays lip butter balm. I've never used that one, but it's very popular. People absolutely love that one. The next thing are Dew reusable eye patches. I do not own this, but I really want one. They're on my wish list. They're essentially just silicone reusable eye patches. So that's very sustainable. You don't have to get single-use eye patches, which is something that I did last winter and I did not like. These are reusable. You just use it with an eye serum and then you wash these, you let them dry, and then you can use it over and over and over again. So that's an amazing one. If you're watching this video and you get me for like a Secret Santa, get me that. I want that. The next thing are Ana Luisa jewelry pieces. I'll talk a little bit more about them later on this holiday season, but I'm wearing Ana Luisa right now. I think almost all of my jewelry is from Ana Luisa. They're just really nice, dainty pieces, and they're small. They can fit in a stocking. All right. Then we have some gift cards, specifically a bookshop.org gift card. Bookshop.org allows you to shop from small, local, indie bookshops around the country. You can shop from ones that are local to you as well through there. And so it supports local, small, indie bookstores, which is a very, very important thing. So if you get a gift card from there, or if you give a gift card to someone for there, it's an amazing thing. You're doing an amazing thing there. And then the last gift card option are just coffee gift cards. Give the gift of coffee, y'all. If you are a coffee fan like I am, that is so valuable. Some options are trade coffee, and they are doing a sale right now on gift subscriptions and gift boxes. You can check that out on my Instagram, actually, if you're interested. And then Chamberlain coffee. I got this as a gift last year. One of my favorite gifts from last year. Chamberlain coffee is actually really, really amazing, and it's very giftable because I just love the packaging. I just think the packaging is a really nice thing to open on Christmas. So those are the stocking stuffers. And then I'm going to move on to the DIY gifts. So these are DIY ideas. I definitely am going to be doing some DIY this year. So join me here. But some options we have are trinket dishes. I feel like this is a really, really easy one for those who are not familiar with making like air dry clay items, such as myself. They're just like little dishes. They're almost like shallow, tiny little bowls that you can put rings, jewelry, your keys in, stuff like that. I feel like that's just a very good entryway item to DIY. And speaking of trinket boxes or trinket boxes, I have been seeing a lot of people use like empty Altoids boxes, which are like really nice metal tin boxes, and just fill it up with random things. You can fill it up with lip balm, you can fill it up with little notes, you can fill it up with kind of these little trinkets that you can find wherever. I don't know. Make it a little bit personable, and that's what makes it so, I don't know, thoughtful. So I just thought that was a cool idea, and it's also very easy. You don't have to like actually make anything. You just have to find little pieces. The next thing is homemade jam slash sauces. I made pepper sauce over the summer, and all of my friends and family loved it so, so much that I thought, you know what? I could probably do this as a gift as well. I have so many jars of pepper sauce that I made using peppers from the garden. So it's like homemade all the way down to the pepper. And I just think that is such a special gift. If someone gifted me that, I would feel so like my heart would warm up so much, my cold, cold heart. So I think that's a great idea. Also, jams. I feel like if we're trying to get rid of some of the berries that we got from the summer, or if there are leftover berries from your farm at your farmer's market right now, perfect idea. I just think these homemade things are just so special. And then recipe cards. If you have a family recipe, if you have a recipe that you really are proud of and you love and you want to share it with someone and kind of start a tradition there, write out a recipe card. Maybe throw it into the trinket box. Maybe throw it into the whole homemade jam sauce thing. Like add it to a little tag and add it to the jam slash sauce and make it a whole thing. I think that's also extremely special. And this year for like my holiday dinners, I'm making everything from vintage recipes. So I just think there's something really personable and special and thoughtful about that. And you can carry on that tradition from years and years and years. So very special. And then the last thing I have are embroidered items. Again, I think this is a nice entryway item to make to DIY. So you can get socks. You can just get like plain old socks. Maybe you can thrift them, or napkins or shirts. Once again, thrift them if you want to get something that is more of like a blank slate. And then just get some string, some yarn. I don't know what you would use. I have to look more into this, but get those items and just sew something on to the blank canvas of whatever you decide to choose. Maybe it's their initials, maybe it's a little heart, maybe it's a phrase that they use often. I just think that is super special as well. If I got like a sweatshirt, maybe say it was like a very plain sweatshirt and I put like the initials over here in the corner, how cute would that be? I think that would be amazing. Um, but that is all. That is all for the list. That is all for this mindful holiday gift guide video. I hope you got some good ideas here. Let me know. Let me know which things are standing out to you, whether they are for gifting someone special in your life or if you're adding them to your wish list. I would love to know that because the do reusable eye patches are definitely on my wish list. But thank you so, so much for watching. Please, please remember to be mindful, to be thoughtful, and to just think when you're shopping this week and the upcoming weeks. I know it's very, very tempting to just get on all of the sales, but I have to tell myself and I have to tell Ian, let's stop and think for a second. Are we buying this because it's a sale, or do we actually need this and we're capitalizing on it because there is a sale? We definitely want to be getting things that we need and then take advantage of the sales rather than the other way around. So, yeah, just be mindful. Best of luck. Let me know what you are buying this holiday season, this sales season, and I will talk to you in next week's video.